Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And we are going to be finishing this blanket that we have started. We've been working on for almost 2 months. Um, so we're doing rows 81 through 97, which we should be finishing this blanket. Right now we are at 18 squares. And this is row 81, so we're going to get that started. So let's slip stitch up to the chain 3 so we could start our dark peach square. Alright, and then we're going to switch over to our tan and bring that in. And then we need to switch over to our sky blue. And we need 4 sky blue next. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. And then we need to bring in our purple. And we're going to do purple, pink, purple next. And then we need to bring in the pink. And I went over that green. I need to cut that green off. We're just going to sew the end in because I should have stopped it there and I didn't, so it's not going to look right if I bring that up. Alright, so anyway, so now we need our pink. Oh goodness. Let me bring that purple with me. And we're going to bring that pink along with us because we're going to need it again. But we are not going to need this purple for the rest of the row. So we'll leave it behind. And then we need the green. All right. The purple can stay behind. We need 2 green next. And that ends that. Then we need a sky blue. So 1 sky blue, a pink, and then 2 sky blue. Now we're done with the pink. So now we just need 2 sky blue, 1 tan, and 1 dark peach. And that will finish off this row. We should have 17 squares in this row. All right, so that there is the end of that row. So row 81 is done, and we can mark that row off. '82 is next. So let's yeah, chain 1 and turn our work here. All right. So we've got the dark peach and the tan as usual. And then we need a sky blue. And then 2 pink. All right. We need another sky blue. And then we need 2. Oh, we need a green. Just 1 green. And then we need pink and 2 purple and a pink. But we're leaving that green behind because we don't need that green. So a pink and 2 purple and a pink. Leave the purple behind. Put the pink here. All right, and then we need 3 sky blue. As soon as I get it up out of there, a tan and a dark peach, and that will finish off this row. So there's our 3 sky blue. And our tan. And then the dark peach. All right, and that is row 81, 82, and we should have 16 squares in row 82. All right, getting ready for row 83. We're going to chain 1 and turn. All right, starting out with the dark peach and the tan. And then we want to go over to our sky blue, and we need 3 sky blue next. Okay, we're going to get some yellow ready. So the next 3 is going to be purple, yellow, purple. So I'm going to bring up the purple here. And then I'm bringing this pink up too, so that whenever I come back to this in the next row, it'll be up here. But I'm going to leave it there because I will need it in the next row. Alright, so we're going for the yellow here. We're bringing that purple with us because we need it for the next one. And I needed that pink anyway, didn't I? Yes, I did. All right. Hang on. I guess we're bringing that pink up with us because we need it later on anyway. And so I need to carry it with me. All right, so let's bring this with us. Goodness. All right, so yellow can stay there. That can stay there too. All right, we need purple in this one. And then it can stay behind. And now we need to bring up our green. And we need 2 green next. So there's 1 and 2. The green can stay behind. And then we need a sky blue and a pink and a sky blue in the next 3. And then we'll put the tan and the dark peach in. And this row will be done. And there's what that row should look like, and this is row 83. And we'll mark it off. And go on to row 84. In row 83, you should have 15 squares. Starting out with the dark peach and then going into the tan as usual. And then we need 3 sky blue. And on the second sky blue, let's bring up that pink and bring with us because we're going to need it later. And then we need 1 green. All right, and then is it the pink? We need pink and 2 purple and a pink. But we'll leave that green behind because we're done with it for this row. Come on, stay over there. All right. The yellow can be cut off because we're done with that. So now it is pink, 2 purple, and a pink that we need to put in. And bring up the purple. And then we're going to finish this row off by putting two sky blue, a tan, and a dark peach at the end. Alright, and there is row 84 finished. We'll mark it off. We should have 14 squares and 84. $85. Chain 1 and turn. Alright. And we'll start out with our dark peach. And then go into our tan. And then we got to go into two sky blues. So there's one. And two. And then it's purple, pink, purple. Bring up that pink. And we do this purple. Hang on a second. We don't need that pink anymore, so that pink can stay behind. There, now let's put this purple in. Alright, then we're done with the purple, and now we need the green. I'm going to put one green in. And then switching over to our sky blue, we need 3 sky blue, 1 tan, and 1 dark peach, and that'll finish off this row. Three sky blue, a tan, and then a dark peach. And that's what row 85 looks like. Now we are done with that purple, so we can cut it off. Get it out of there. And mark off 85. Alright, so chain 1 and turn. So we'll start out with the dark peach again, and our tan. And then we need our sky blue, and we need 3 sky blue. So there's 1. 2, and 3. Alright, and now we need just one green and 2 pinks to finish off this flower. Oh, hang on. We are done with that green. No use in carrying it along. Alright, let's put 2 pinks in here. Alright, and then we need 2 sky blue and a tan and a dark peach to finish this off. Alright, and that is row 86. And we are done with the pink and the green, and we can cut them both off now and get those out of there. So now we're just dealing with 3 different colors, and that's our sky blue, our tan, and our dark peach. And we will be back for row 87. Okay, so row 87, from here on out, it gets much, much easier. We are done doing the picture pretty much. So now we are just going to be dealing with the border and the background color. So as usual, we'll start off with our dark peach. And then we'll switch over to our tan. And put that in. Alright, and our our sky blue. Now we need 7 sky blue, and then you'll end up with the tan and the dark peach at the end. We still have to work on our border until we get this done. So there's 7 sky blue here. So that's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And then we need our tan. And our dark peach. All right. So that is row 87. So, and you have 11 squares in 87 too. You should be down to 11 squares. All right. So now, row 88. Now we're starting off with the dark peach and the tan. And this time you're only going to need 6 blue. The 6 sky blues in between the dark peach and the tans. But we still have to bring these with us because we need them at the other end. So there's 1. 2. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you need your tan. And the dark peach. Alright, chain 1 and turn. Oh goodness. Alright, so now 89. As usual, we start out with the dark peach and the tan, and we're going to put 5 sky blue and end with the tan and the dark peach. In row 88, you have 10 squares. You should have 10 squares. In this row, we'll have 9. So there's 1. And I said we needed 5 in this row of these blues. There's 2. Three, 4, and 5. Switching over to our tan. I'll put a tan in. And then a dark peach. we're going to chain 1 and turn for 90, and this time we're putting the 4 sky blues in the middle of our dark peach and tans. Going to our sky blue, we need to put 4 sky blues in here. So there's 1. 2. 3. And 4. And then we need our tan. And then our dark peach. Alright, and that is row 90. You should have 8 squares in row 90. Alright, so now we just finished off the blues and we could cut the blue off. We're almost done, yay. I love cutting off colors that I don't need anymore. Alright. Alright, so we are going to chain 1 and turn. Alright, so we're going to start out with our peach again. And this is row 91. So it is a dark peach and 5 tan and a dark peach at the end. That is what this row is. Easy peasy. So there's 1. 2. 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to switch over to our dark peach. All right. So in the next, see, that was 91, right? So in 92, 93, 94, and 95, you just keep going with that until you have one tan in between these dark peaches. Okay, and then we will be back for row 96. Okay, so this is what we have, and you could cut off that tan because we're done with that tan, and we're just down to one color. So the rest of this is so easy. All we're going to do is we're going to put in 2 of these dark peaches. And then you're going to chain 1 and turn for 97. And then all we need is just 1 dark peach once we get up here to finish off our corner. And then we can just cut that off. All right. So let's see our angel now. This would be the right side over here. Let's see if we can get it. It's a nice lap blanket, I'm telling you. It is such a nice, yeah, so nice that, oh my goodness, will cover up your feet and everything. This way, look at that. Yeah, it's a nice little blanket that you could cover up with. But look how beautiful that angel and those flowers came out. I just love it. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun making this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie down all of my rest of my ends because I was tying them down as we went. I want to tie down all the rest of my ends, and then we will be back next week to put a simple little border around this, and I'll show you how to do that. So I will see you next week. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, and bye bye now.